morning, Sunday morning, week 2. I am definitely excited about that. I'd like to do the welcome to the Dicken Prediction and get started with East End Vandals is facing off at Firebrick. The East End Vandals, they met Firebrick twice last year. You know, for me to do these predictions, I have to do a little history and I have to do a little research to try to figure out who I think is going to win. And obviously, I'm not always right. 4-2. Missed 2 of them last week. So, anyways, East End Vandals beat Firebrick last year, 110 to 95 and 112 to 108. Very close game now. However, I am liking Firebrick's matchups this week. I'm very tempted to pick Firebrick. The crazy factor in this particular game is going to be that East End Vandals has Michael Vick, the Vick factor. You know, he has a lot to prove. He's going back to Atlanta. I think for the first time, and he's going to want to, you know, step it up and just probably try to annihilate him. I mean, I'm sure he wants to do that anyways, but I mean, this is a little special because he has the, you know, he was a Falcon and he's going back to playing now. So he should have a good day. I'm expecting him to have a really good day. However, I'm not sure, you know, the rest of East End Vandals team is going to produce as much as they may think. And like I said, it's a prediction. I don't know. I'm not a genie. I don't have a crystal ball yet. Working on that. I ordered one from eBay. Anyways, this is going to be a close game, I think. And I'm picking Firebrick by 4. Okay, so I took a minute here and I marked the LA Firebrick down as my pick for last time. Next up is Big JW versus Team Mulligans. I think this matchup looks to be a good one. Team Mulligans looks loaded with guys. Okay, he's got Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Jackson, Anquan Bolden, Calvin Johnson. And I think Big JW has got the harder matchups with his players and teams that are going that he's got posted. So in my opinion, and it is my opinion because I don't even know how many of you guys really watch this thing, this is going to come down to coaching. Coaching, I don't know whether what I call coaching is being able to play the right player at the right time. I've seen some issues in Big JW's team doing that, leaving a lot of points on the bench last year and this year so far. I think he left a lot of points on the bench last week. And Mulligan's coach may have, you know, Mulligan's coach has many choices. Like I mentioned, he's got a lot of guys to play. He's probably got more guys. He's got a lot of choices to make, so he's liable to leave a lot of points on the bench also. So like I said, I think this game comes down to matchups and who can coach the best. That being said, this is going to be a close one. Sorry, Big JW, but I'm taking Mulligans in this one. So Mulligans is underlined as my pick for this week. All right, so let's talk about the Tigers, the Cristobal Tigers, matching up with the Hulkamaniacs. I actually had a chance to speak with the Hulkamaniacs coach last week. I was down in the area and stopped in, had asked him a question about how he felt about taking that loss last week. And his response was, and I quote, "I had a bad draft. I didn't think all of my players or picks through." I was like, wow. I got nothing on that. How can you have a bad draft? Everybody has the same opportunity to pick a guy, the same amount of time to think your picks through. Maybe you just didn't take it serious. I don't know. But Tiger, on the other hand, Cristobal Tigers, I think he's going to have a coaching problem this week. He's got 3 big wideouts, which I think he's only going in 3 or 4. I'm not sure. But I'll bet he benches 1. And my prediction, on a side note, is that he's going to bench one of the wide receivers that are going and he's going to bench one of the wide receivers, and the one on the bench is going to have more points than one of the wide receivers that he plays. That's one of my picks, anyways. That's why I think there's another coaching problem here, as mentioned in the previous teams. Anyways, my pick's going to Hulkamaniacs here to pick up his first win. I think he's gonna let Cristobal Tigers. I think he's gonna beat him pretty good. Anyway, all right. Well, you see, I underlined Hulkamaniacs here. They're my pick for the last. They were my pick. You obviously heard that. Anyways, looking at brickbats at GMC. In this game, this time, in this matchup, I think that this is going to be a very low-scoring game. We're not going to see any high scores coming out this week off of these two teams. I think I don't like either team's players' matchups, okay? So I think it's going to be lower all the way around on all the teams. And in fact, I think to win this matchup, it's probably going to come down to like which defense does best or which kicker does best. And GMC pulled out a win last week. I don't, he was down all week and right to the end, and it was a Wes Walker thing, I think. And I don't know. He might have used up all his magic last week making that win. I don't know. No offense, GMC. I just want to let you know that I think that this week, unless you are the magician that you were last week, I'm going to have to go with brickbats to win this one. So, let's see. Brickbats. Got brickbats up. All right. Okay, well, next up, I'd like to talk about parking lot pimps at Plasma Art Killers. What a name, Plasma Art Killers. Anyways, Parking Lot Pimps has had some trouble this beginning this year. He had 2 starters that he lost, and then this Manning thing. So, I think he's still in makeup mode, and he's trying to get caught up just with, a decent team. So I'm still not sold on that guy yet. However, I think he's pretty happy with the fact that we put 9 acquisitions in instead of 7. Now that's gotta make him happy. But on the other side of the same coin here, Plasma Art Killers took the lead by storm last week. He annihilated Big JW. I think he played and took high score. Congratulations for that high score. And this is his first ever fantasy game. I'm thinking wow. We better watch out for that guy. Anyways, I'm looking for more of that this week. So my pick is going for Plasma Art Killers. All right, so that puts us with SMB, Team SMB at All Voltage. I actually like the matchups of both teams in this game. I give a slight favorite to SMB on the matchups. However, he did post on the message board of that game about the injuries to his team, and I guess he's starting to make excuses before the game even, before it's not even kicked off yet. So I guess he's just making up some reasons so it doesn't hurt so bad or something like that. Anyways, I have him. With both of the I like both players. I like all the players, and I like all the matchups in both of these teams. So, but I give the advantage to him. I give him the advantage in the matchups. I think he has a better matchups than I got. ESPN's got Voltage favored by like 20 points. Okay, so being a little partial to Voltage, I kind of like seeing that. However, taking into consideration his psychological play there on the injuries, the coaches that are involved here, and the point spread, I like Voltage to win. What's interesting here is I got all home teams winning except one. Anyways, you guys have a fun Sunday.